The periodic table is a chart used by scientists to understand all of the elements that exist in our world. The elements in the table are broken down into different groups based on specific and shared traits, and are classified by their chemical and physical properties, color and texture, how well they conduct electricity, and how they bond with other elements. Most of the elements in the periodic table are either a metal or a non-metal, but some have shared properties of both metals and non-metals, and are called the metalloids. At the point where the metals and non-metals meet on the table, you can find the metalloids. The metalloids are a unique group of elements that share properties of both metals and non-metals. They are also called the semimetals because of the shared properties of these elements along the dividing line between metals and non-metals. The elements that may be classified as metalloids include boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, polonium, and astatine. How would you know if you were looking at a metalloid? Most metalloids are solid at room temperature. If you were able to observe a metalloid up close, it might appear brittle, such as this sample of boron. Some also have a shiny metallic appearance, like this example of silicon. Some metalloids are ductile, meaning that they can be stretched out into a thin wire easily. Some of the metalloids are also malleable, meaning that they're shaped into new forms easily without breaking. Depending on the temperature where they were found, metalloids can act as either an electrical insulator or an electrical conductor. An insulator is a material that stops the flow of electrons, such as the plastic material surrounding wires. A conductor is a material that electrons flow through easily. Scientists often call metalloids semiconductors because they're somewhat good at conducting electricity. At mild temperatures, metalloids tend to act as good insulators. When the temperature gets warmer and they heat up, they tend to conduct electricity much better. Some of the chemical properties of metalloids include how they react with other elements. Metalloids can form alloys with other metals, as well as contract during melting. They can also form compounds with halogens, another group of elements on the periodic table. Metalloids can be found as materials in many electrical devices, such as computers, circuits, and calculators. Their semiconductor properties make these materials a good choice for electronics. Innovations in technology have allowed semiconductors to switch electronics on and off by using temperature changes, since metalloids have different electrical conducting properties at different temperatures. Germanium and silicon are the metalloids most often used in electronics. Silicon is the second most abundant element in the Earth's crust, after oxygen, and is found in silica and silicate minerals that make up rocks, sand, and soil. The elements on the periodic table can be grouped as metals, non-metals, or metalloids. All of the metalloids have some properties of both metals and non-metals, and are located directly in between the two groups on the periodic table. Metalloids are solid, and most are shiny in appearance. Some have a texture that is brittle, and others are ductile, meaning that they can be stretched out into a thin wire easily. Metalloids are also semiconductors, which makes them a good material for use in electronic devices, such as computers.